Before we get further into the video, have you picked up any of my merch? We've got this MySpace deathcore design, complete with edgy slogan and impact font on the back. We've got the generic hardcore shirt, including the Mosh Girl, the Neon Cartoon Monster shirt, a personal favorite of mine by my friend Michael Shantz. There's the Pop Punk with Breakdowns shirt. So if you want some new merch, check it out at the link in the description of this video. Let's talk about the new song by Lorna Shore called Sun Eater. This came out 3 days ago and up to 575,000 views, which for this genre is pretty great. As far as I'm aware, this is their first song since that EP with To the Hellfire on it came out last year, which was their breakthrough song. For those who aren't familiar, this is To the Hellfire. You can see this has 9 million views almost in about a year. Very, very impressive for deathcore. And here's the part that made everyone lose their minds. The Snorting Goblin Band, yes. The breakdown that made everyone lose their minds. This was like a moment for not only them, but for deathcore in general. I mean, this like spawned a whole cottage industry of people reacting to that song. I think a lot of people reacted to it just to react to it. I mean, you can see here, this is a compilation of reactions, and it has 386,000 views. It's 12 minutes long. There's like a whole corner of YouTube that's just this. All these like fake, over the top, stank face reactions. She's intrigued. No stank face. Oh wait, here it comes. Look at that. There we go. Now that's what I call a phony fucking reaction. I need to get on this program. I recognize this guy. He's a drummer, right? Yeah, have you ever done this to a song in your whole life? Here comes Nick, the master of this. There we go, look at that. He's just devastated. He can't even stank face. This breakdown hit so hard that it destroyed his ability to make a stank face. That is how heavy this breakdown is. Poor Nick has lost the ability to stank face. That is real. That's right, he ran out of juice. A man in pieces, that's right, just shattered by the strength of this breakdown. And that's only halfway through. She's the drummer? Alex Hefner? What? Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck! I need to do that to the next state champ song. Like when the chorus comes in and the pop country guy, his feature starts, I go, oh, fuck! Ah! This shit is ridiculous. Look at this. Again, these guys are just disappointed. They're like, my will to live has been destroyed. They're just devastated. This man has been reduced to tears. Look at that. Reduced to tears. Oh, sobbing. Anyhow, so that was their breakthrough song. But what I think is interesting, you know, a lot of people have sort of this idea that Lorna Shore is some sort of newer band that just came along last year when To the Hellfire came out, but that's not true. The band has actually been around for over a decade. This is their first EP from way back in 2010 when they played something that's more like metalcore, kind of a different style. 2010. I actually like this stuff. It's very 2010 metalcore, but it's good. Finn, you're literally hating I showed that song to my mom and she had a stroke. Most epic reaction. Exactly. Top 10 deathcore breakdowns that gave my mom a stroke. From what I understand, the band doesn't really like this EP anymore, and I totally understand why, because it's super old. They don't sound like this anymore, and they probably think it sounds shitty. But I actually think this is like, this was good 2010 metalcore, you know? I have a soft spot for this kind of stuff. It's actually kind of ahead of its time for 2010. What I would say was actually their breakthrough, kind of pre-breakthrough, was their album from 2018 or 2019, whatever it was, 2020, I guess, with their second or third vocalist, CJ, who's now in his Lorna core band Immortal Disfigurement. This was the thing that really kind of put them over. You can see this has 5 million views, and this is where they really started to sound like the band they do now, I think. The symphonic stuff. Oh, fuck! Yes, authentic reaction, not clickbait. Here we go. So there it is. Now I'm all out of energy. Now I've shot my wad and I've got nothing left. But that brings us to the present day, sort of recapping the history of the band. So again, the band had their real breakthrough moment last year, I would say, with To the Hellfire, that got all over TikTok and sort of really put them on the map. The band has been around for a long time, but still, it feels like, you know, clearly they had a moment last year. And so what it feels like is really they're in this sort of position of like, can they capitalize on that momentum? Can they do it again? Right? Like, they have this breakthrough hit. Will they just be the band with that one viral song, or will this be sort of the moment where their career really took off? I think that's the position they're in now. I have not listened to this yet, but this is their new song, Sun Eater, and let's see if it holds up. They did it again in the sense they're literally just doing the same song. All right, well, let's see. So far, it is kind of structured the same as Immortal and To the Hellfire, right? With the Elden Ring music. Elden Ring menu music. I've been playing an astrologer, an it build, but I'm kind of thinking, you know, this time maybe I'll do a melee build. The game's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Maybe I should try a melee build. Okay, here we go. A blast right out of the gate. Yeah, the Giga Chad build with Guts Greatsword. I do think it's interesting to see these vocals come out of Will Ramos, their vocalist, who's a, you know, seems like a smaller guy and actually seems kind of gentle as a human. Like, if you watch interviews with him, he seems like kind of a gentle guy, but such beastly vocals. Blasting right out of the gate. It does kind of sound the same as To the Hellfire. I thought the lead singer's name was Lorna Shore. See, I like that. You know, that's my move. Like, referring to the singer of the band as the name of the band, like Aerosmith or Godsmack or whatever. Like, oh, I met Godsmack at the airport yesterday. He was really nice. He's not as tall as I was expecting. So if I ever meet Will somewhere outside a show, I'll be like, oh my God, honey, look, it's Lorna Shore. Lorna, I have been wanting to meet you for so long. Do you mind if we take a picture, Lorna? Or should I call you Mr. Shore? Or what do you go by? So I'm kind of hoping they slow it down. These blast parts are cool, and I like it. I think they do it very well, but I'm kind of hoping they slow it down. Give me a little bit of a nasty groove. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see. Here we go. Are we gonna get the groove? No. We're back to blasting. I really like that snare sound. You know, so many of these metal bands now have that like bloofy kind of low tuned snare with no crack and no attack. I prefer more of like a cracky snare. So, because I mean, it's very hard to cut through a mix with that low tuned bloofy snare. I think something like this works a lot better. Yeah, old Suicide Silence is the GOAT snare. Also, you know, Will has that TikTok haircut. I like it. I wish I could do it. I would love to have TikTok broccoli hair like Will. There we go. There we go. Listen to that snare. There we go. Put some ring in that snare. Old school Suicide Silence style. This part's cool. I like this. Now, one thing I did notice when I was reading about this earlier is there's quite a few people hating on their mixes. On the one hand, I sort of understand because this is like very dense, right? I mean, it's like everything is like just over the top, clipping, and ridiculous. As you can see in this comment here, my biggest issue with Lorna Shore is their mixes. Everything is turned up so much that it all just sounds too busy, so I struggle to get too invested. They can play, no doubt, and Will Ramos definitely has a unique voice, but I think they're trying to do too much. And I agree with that. However, and I'm biased here because we've worked with the mixer on this, Josh Schroeder, quite a bit. He also did King 810 and a bunch of other shit. I actually really like it. I know Josh a bit, so I know what he's going for here. And what he's going for is something that is just deliberately over the top and distorted and so insanely aggressive. And I think that's what they did. So to me, this is like the antidote to all these like super clean, sterile, metal mixes these days. It's like Josh does stuff that's just nasty and filthy and distorted and grimy. And I actually think it adds a lot. So he shared this on his Facebook. And my comment was, when the mix is so nasty that you've even offended deathcore fans, you did your job. So it is dirty and nasty, but I think it adds to it. It is very busy, but I think it works. It's deliberately filthy. That synth melody kind of reminds me of some power metal thing. Like for some reason, it reminds me of the Diggy Diggy Hole song by Windrose. I want Lorna Shore to cover Diggy Diggy Hole. It's a cool solo too. I like that solo wasn't just, it's actually a pretty restrained solo for this song, which I think is the right choice, because if it was an over the top solo on top of a song that was already over the top, it would just be a mess. So I actually like a very tasteful solo there. That's right. And at least it doesn't sound like fucking Slipknot. Look, I like Slipknot as much as the next guy, but do we need another band to use a Slipknot riff? I don't think we do. Okay. Is this where we get the TikTok breakdown, or is that later on? Here's the dinosaur noises. Give me the dinosaur noises. The war drums and dinosaur noises. Here's the dinosaur noises. There we go. T-Rex has entered the building. Love that snare. There we go. This is definitely going to go on TikTok. Will it get as many TikToks as To the Hellfire? We don't know. But this is a TikTok-worthy breakdown. That's right. Ramos got them rap hands. That's right. He needs to do a sun grab, the power metal sun grab. Oh, that's kind of cool. That like little warpy effect on the synths there. Hear that? That's kind of cool. Diggy Diggy Hole. See, that's what I keep hearing. I just keep hearing Diggy Diggy Hole. Oh, no, that's cool. Most bands here would have let like the scream ring out. I think it's cool. This is almost like, sounds like breathing or something. That's cool. Or like a weird reverb tail. That's a cool effect. It's kind of weird shit that Josh does, and shout out to him. So, my opinion of this song is I don't think it's as impactful as To the Hellfire was. I don't see this being the same kind of like viral hit that was, but it's certainly good. To me personally, does it need to be 6 minutes and 20 seconds long? I would say no. But I am a proponent of short songs, and I'm not necessarily their target audience. So what do I know? But it sounds like Lorna Shore. I think their kids are going to like it. I think Reddit Deathcore is going to like it, unless they've turned on the band already, because that always happens, right? There's like the hype cycle on Reddit is like, they absolutely love you and you're the best thing in the world, and everything they say about you is positive until you get popular, and then all of a sudden, now they hate you and you're trash, and everything you do is garbage. I don't know if Lorna Shore, do they love Lorna Shore or hate them now? I don't know. I'll have to look. But either way, they're back. I think it's a solid effort, and I wish them all the success with it. Man, I blew out my voice shrieking